Sounds like it's coming from up top. Oh, it's actually in the airbag. All right, well, you see all the bubbles? I'll get it in there. Right there. Wow.
It's not good.
Yeah, that isn't good. That's nothing that I can actually fix. Oh wow, it's the whole thing.
So I guess you gotta order a new bag then.
Yeah.
Do you have the O-rings?
The O-rings, yeah. Well, that like the O-rings aren't gonna fix that.
Huh.
That's literally the bag. Wow. Okay. Well, there's that. Alright, so originally this video was going to be a little bit of a DIY for fixing the factory air suspension if you had O-ring leaks, but now this video is going to be turning into an Arnott airbag installation video because, as you saw in the last little bit, which was actually filmed last week, the airbag was actually leaking from the actual bag itself, so that's not really fixable. So I've gone ahead and I've ordered a pair of front airbags for the Allroad from Arnott, which is usually the go-to company when it comes to replacing the air suspension. And I ordered this from Rock Auto because Rock Auto is basically as cheap as it gets for any replacement parts. So we're gonna quickly open this bad boy up, show you what we got, and then we're gonna head over to where the Allroad is and install them. Obviously customs has been into this box. Now one thing I will say about Rock Auto, and if you ever order from Rock Auto, is they kick ass at packaging stuff. Like, look at all this. The environment doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly unbox this guy and hopefully not hurt myself because there's some big ass staples in here. Wow, and the packaging is actually phenomenal. There's even more stuff in here. That is a thick ass airbag, oh my god. Wow. All right, so let's quickly break this down and I'll go over it more once we get to working on the Allroad, but this is an Arnott front air spring. This is actually the second gen Arnott airbag for the air suspension. And the difference between the first gen and the second gen is, if you've looked up any of these parts at any point, you know that the first gen doesn't come with this, like, I'm guessing this is probably aluminum, but this little protective collar around the bag. And the reason I actually went with this is because, like, if you're following this build or you've just stumbled across this video for the Expedition Allroad, I thought it would be way better to have a protective sleeve around the bag because we're gonna be hucking rocks and everything up in the wheel wells going off-road. And last thing I want is to puncture another airbag because these guys were like, after taxes and shipping, like 300 Canadian dollars each, so 600 bucks just for the springs. So these aren't gonna break. The actual bag is made by Continental, if you don't know what Conti is, and that's just the factory manufacturer for the rubber for the airbag anyways. We're gonna speed this up a little bit, pack this guy back up, throw them in the back of the rental Sentra, pack up some tools, and then I'll tell you guys what tools you're gonna need once we get there while we take this stuff apart. And then hopefully we have a working Allroad that we can test out this weekend, take it off-road with the stock tires and see how well it does. So without further ado, I'm gonna pack up the car and I will see you guys at the Allroad. All right, so we've got the Allroad all set up and ready to rip the front air springs out. We're just gonna do it one side at a time just so that kind of we know what we're doing. And we'll inform you as we go, but obviously we've got it in jack mode right now, so level 4, and then you press the up and down button in until it locks. And then we got our trusty Cambodian tire jack, and hopefully this won't be too difficult. I'm pretty sure this is still the factory, like from the factory suspension, so it might be a little bit difficult to get it out. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, so let's jump into it and start ripping this guy apart. Alright, so we actually are going to start at the top, but just to get the wheel off, we're going to go ahead and lube up all the bolts and everything that need to come off so that they have a little bit of time to set up. I don't know if I've ever recommended this stuff ever before in a video, and I don't know if you can get this in America, but I know you can get it in Canada. My buddy uses this on like literal helicopters to break bolts loose, and this stuff is like chemically mixed and everything, and it's super crazy. It's just called LPS. Like there's LPS 1 and LPS 2. They both work equally as well, but it's some crazy stuff. So this is what I use for like all of the hardcore stuff. All right, so we got the 3/16s up top. Just ripping those out with the old impact.
Drop it.
Almost lost that one. Okay, so that's basically all you need to do up top. There's no lines or anything that run from the top. The air line is on the underside. Okay, so right here into the airbag, there, like sometimes yours will be red or green or whatever. That is a 10 mil. You can just use an open-ended, but if you can get like a crow's foot or something on there to prevent stripping it, that would be a good idea. I know most bag setups, and I'm pretty sure the Arnotts come with a new like threading to put into their airbag, so it's not really a big deal, but you just want to make sure you don't strip it so you can get it out. All right, so now that we have the airbag drained and the airline is off, we're gonna do the lower strut, the lower strut bolt. So you're just gonna need an 18 mil wrench on the back side, which will be the side without the head, and then you can probably do it with a wrench. I'm not gonna find out because I've got the tools to make my life easier. Fire the wrench on the other side, fire the old Ugga-Dugga-mobile on. Well, that might be a problem.
What?
What the hell? Unless someone put it in backwards.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's out here, but it goes to the other side.
Oh, what the?
And it hits that.
Who serves this car last?
It's only ever been worked on at Audi. Alright, so we've got the lower bolt out. That was a bit of a fiasco because whoever put them in last put them in backwards, so don't do that. Make sure that your bolt goes in this way, not that way, if that makes sense, but I'll show it later. So we're gonna go ahead and take the pinch bolt out. So this is just a 16, and I already know this is gonna be a cunt to get back off here, but we've already committed. And same thing, 16 mil wrench on one side, 16 mil on the impact on the other. You know what's funny? Is I loosened it with my bare hands, but my impact.
It's not a Milwaukee.
So after a bunch of fan dangling with the old air hammer over here, we got the pinch bolt out. So this is a little bit difficult to get out. Where is it? It's a little bit worn out now. So we're gonna replace that, and I will tell you guys what size to replace that with when I go get it. But I was told by an S4 owner I could actually take them out from the top. So I'm gonna try that when I go to do the other side, just to kind of see if it's any easier, because I don't think I can rotate the strut enough to get this bolt out, but we will see. So I'm gonna finish getting the upper control arm out, and then I'm gonna get the strut out and I'll show you guys how to do the swap. Very nice. Oh man, those triple squares are corroded. Holy shit. Damn, look at those bolts. I'm gonna soak those in LPS again, and then I guess I gotta impact those out, but hopefully I don't break them, so. Alright, so it's been a couple hours, because this has been a complete gong show getting this figured out. This is the old air spring, the factory Audi one. And this is the new one, the Arnott bag with the protective sleeve. Pretty different, unprotected, protected. Always remember to wear protection. So we're gonna get this on. To get this over the strut, you have to lube the O-ring that's on the inside of this end, which is just slightly inside here. And everyone online recommends using lithium grease or white lithium spray for the O-rings. And there's one on the top, but we'll start with the bottom. So I'll go get the strut and we'll get that guy in there. Got the strut. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down. I'm reusing the ones that I took off the stock springs just because they're in really good condition still. As you can tell, there's like nothing literally wrong with them. So I'm just gonna kind of like do this two different ways. I'm gonna cover this. Just make sure it's on all sides here, just to kind of make sure that as I put this over, it's best chance possible. And then it doesn't really matter what orientation you put this on, as long as you've got the bottom going on. Just gonna put that guy in. Actually went on way too easy for some reason. So that guy's on there, easy as that. When we're gonna put the top hat back on for the strut mount. Now if you have the Arnott set, They're gonna give you a whole bunch of new stuff to put on there, but there is some stuff you gotta reuse. So first off, we've got the new strut mount, which is this rubbery guy right here. But off of your old strut, you're going to need to get this guy, and hopefully this focus. It's just a little washer that goes on top of the inner bit before you put anything else on. And then top will go on, this guy. And then after that, you're gonna need to put the, I called it castle nut, or I guess this technically isn't even a castle nut, but this guy is gonna go in, and you should just be able to thread him in my hand a little bit till it starts getting a little bit tight, and then you're gonna need to do the whatever method you use to get it off. I had to do the getaway of the channel locks and the socket method, as some of you are probably familiar with. There's a little track that goes around the entire perimeter of the strut, so we're gonna put some lithium grease in there. Okay, so now we're gonna take the top support with the control arms on it. Depending on how you took this apart, this could be different, but we're gonna put the top over, make sure it's seated in there properly. Grab the bolts if you're using the Arnott kit that Arnott supplies. Obviously we're gonna torque them down in a star pattern, so I'm just gonna go get a wrench or a ratchet or whatever. All right, let's fire it up and let's see if it holds air. Hell yeah. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's lifting. Hell yeah. Now it just comes down to that, making sure that this is the right difference. We're gonna do the other side as well, but I just wanted to make sure that I had the procedure down before I attempted. Yeah, what level are we at right now? We'll air down to all the way to level 1 actually. And then we'll air back up. Make sure that we're going properly here. That's level 2, I think. And it should go to level 1 here in a second. Let's see if we can, there you go. Oh yeah. Holy, this thing is gonna be so mint off-road, oh my god. Yeah, that's mint, so that works. So there you go, I think I'm one of the first people to actually do a full tutorial on the C5 air suspension. All right, let's blast it back up because we gotta do the other side, but Alright ladies and gentlemen, so that'll about do it for the Arnott airbag or any airbag installed for the C5 Allroad today. Next up, I don't really know what we're going to be doing next on the Allroad. I'm going to be doing a custom either aluminum or steel skid plate. I haven't really figured it out yet, but it'll depend on weight. And then obviously we got to figure out our tire situation so we can take this thing off-road. But I think maybe the day after today that I'm filming this, which will be probably about a week from now for you guys, I might go test this thing off-road now that we've got working air suspension and just kind of try this thing out in its factory form, just with the winters on, and see how it does. So anyways, thank you for checking out today's video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video if you like the Allroad and you want to see some more Allroad videos. But anyways, guys, peace out. I'll see you in the next video.